Work is very important in a project. It is very important to follow all the basic rules that we have established as a team, including the Git flow, always making sure that other people have to review your pull commits and your pushes, just so everything's in the flow, and when you merge, everything works okay. I also think it is very important to talk with your teammates and divide your work accurately, just so you all know what you're doing and are doing your tasks. Apart from that, we think that it's very important in collaboration to always have an open channel of communication in which you all talk through. In our case, we have two different channels, one channel that is for the iOS and one channel is for the Android individually, and then one channel that's for all of us where we work on the back ends and we compare that our models are the same.
Hi, I'm Gwen, and I'm gonna share my point of view about the work of the Flutter team, which I'm a part of. Basically, for Sprint3, I think we shared the work very well. We started by correcting all the bugs and improving our front based on Mario's advice from Viva Voce and on the personal issues that we noted. We showed great communication by always posting a message on WhatsApp and using well the GitHub issues so that we made sure that all team members always knew what was the current issues and who was working on what. Thanks to this great communication, we were able to be flexible, meaning that we all worked on what we preferred when we had free time, and we made sure to never work on parallel in similar things. Then, we shared what had to be done for Sprint3 based on our personal preferences and our strong points, and made sure that everything was covered. And finally, I think the biggest asset for our team was our capacity to ask for help and to trust each other. Since we weren't afraid to ask for help when we needed, we never got stuck and we never felt frustrated, and we kept progressing and learning in a linear way. And since we trusted each other, it was okay if someone will not work on the project for a whole week while another one will be spending a lot of time on it, since we knew that we would balance it out by the end of the sprints.
Now, we're going to talk about the environmental impact of our solution, in this case regarding the developing process. Right now we're using Swift, Flutter, GCP, and Firebase. This process involves energy-intensive coding and an extensive use of servers and data centers, all contributing to a significant carbon footprint. However, recognizing this impact is merely the first step. Our commitment doesn't end with acknowledgement, it extends to providing solutions, in this case to give the user the safest possible route. We promise to offer eco-conscious options for our users, promoting a greener tech future that help understand the importance of taking care of the world we lived in.
The impacts of our solution lies in our ability to efficiently categorize reported crimes and incidents. We have enabled a feature to manage the classification of these occurrences into 4 distinct categories: felonies, misdemeanors, felony misdemeanors, and infractions. Furthermore, our system's precise location tracking for reported incidents provides our analytics personas, specifically those stakeholders affiliated with government social security, with access to real-time, up-to-date data on the city's criminal activities. This not only includes identification of specific incidents, but also their categorization. This information empowers the authorities to facilitate quicker and more specialized police response, ultimately enhancing the safety and security of the city. In most of the severe cases, such as felonies, it enables a prompt and appropriate actions in response to these serious crimes.
In regards to the ethical implications for solutions, one of the key aspects we have to take into account is that at the end of the day, there's always a human involved. This is especially important when talking about databases. In this case, our databases may contain some sensitive information that may give away a person's identity, their location, or other valuable aspect for a nefarious object, or even an innocent idea, but at the end of the day, it's important that this is very much private, which is why we should take into account that there will be a database administrator within our solution that will have access to absolutely everything. So that person could, if they were the wrong kind of person, wish to sell the data for profit or expose the people, or even just accidentally do it, which is why we have to take into account a way to keep our data private, even from the human person at the end of the chain, which may have to look at it, but they still shouldn't be able to access the raw data.
One of the greatest ethical decisions we have to take as a team is trying to be transparent with information we use and trying to just select the information that we are using as precisely and as ethically as possible, trying to avoid any transactions with information, trying to avoid to receive any information that could mean danger for our users, and trying to manage all the information about the position and about the crime's data as seriously and as clearly as possible in the managing of the data in the app. because we are getting reports from the police and from the same users, and we are trying to use the reports from the police only as a way to indicate possible zones of danger, but also trying to keep them as clear as unrelated as possible with the zone itself. We're trying to see crime as just an isolated step from the city and not like a part that could be sectorized and open to marginalism and all this stuff. Also, we're trying to use information as a way to prevent crime, as a way to have it as an indicator that could help the user. Also, as an ethical decision we are making, we are trying to use the information that is granted with permission of the user. We are just trying to use the location as an information part, as a provider of information for us to work with it, and not as a way to put them in danger. And we are trying to be as clear with information as we can, trying to have our dashboard as a black box where we can only send the information as we are meant it, and trying to keep any interaction from our external personas or analytics personas, keeping them out of the information of the users and just giving them the dashboard with information that we are really intended to show.